you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So I'm here with Zoe and Batista. I've had them out lately. And they've just been horsing around, which has been funny for us to watch. Yeah, it's storming too. It's actually sprinkling right now.
Mona, quiet.
It's crazy to think that in, I'll show you guys the storm, that in a couple days we won't be here anymore. It's an odd thing. And like, isn't it weird how only at the last minute did they finally get Sir Barks-a-Lot to quit barking? But I guess we have our own Sir Barks-a-Lots in the kennels. Good girl, Zoe. Good girl. So there's the storm that we're up against. Oh, nope, too close.
He's getting mad at me. Oh no! Stop! Mona! He's being so patient.
So I've been thinking a lot about who I'm gonna breed Zoe to. And I've had to think hard about her strengths and her weaknesses. And it hasn't been an easy decision. I wanted to do her with Preacher because I felt like, you know, I've been trying to find a female for Preacher, but ultimately her top line is indeed, there is a arch in it, there is a roach in it, and her croup is good, and Preacher's top line is good. It's not roach, but his croup is bad. And I've done a breeding like that before with Cashmere, and I didn't get good top lines. It's like, even though you're not doubling up on the same fault, you're doubling up on you're doubling up on an area of fault. So the top line. So it's, oh yeah, I did. So it's possible that he always gets mad. So it's possible that you'll have a dog that doesn't have the whole package. They may have both faults from the parents, so a bad top line and a bad croup, and then that's like the worst top line you can produce. So Preacher is a no-go because of that, and Mount Mortigan is a no-go because of the bloodlines. They're too closely related. And the only other dog that I have that I could breed her to would be Batista. And it's possible I could do Achilles. It's possible. I'll have to look at it. So that's a possibility. Achilles is a possibility. I'll have to look at him and see. The thing about it is like, so here's my thoughts, right? Like, originally I didn't want another Batista puppy because I've got, you know, we've got quite a bit of Batista going on. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I'm just trying to breed the best dog that I can, Batista to me is the better answer, because Batista produces fantastic top lines, even in lines that don't have good top lines. You know what I mean? Come on, you guys. He produces predictably good top lines no matter what he's put to. He also produces good fronts, and good rears, and good length of body, and actually good heads. He's actually a really solid producer. Batista is a fantastic producer. It's like a trap. He's such a good producer that you want to use him, and you can get lazy because, yeah, he produces great dogs, but ultimately, you know, you don't want to get boxed in genetically. And his puppies have his stubbornness. They don't listen. And I hate that. Everybody that I know that has one, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to have a dog that just flat out ignores you. It's very frustrating. Yeah, like Akiro is like that. Savannah's old puppy, the Taylor who has him, she was talking about it. And Reese, who has his son, you know, oh God, what did she? I'm thinking of Raiden, but it's not Raiden, and it's going to slip my mind. What is his name? The male, her other male, not Raiden, the other male. Why can't I remember his name right now? Yeah. I'm just under too much stress. I know that people may want to judge me for not remembering his name, but honest to God, I'm under so much stress right now that I haven't been able to remember a lot of stuff lately. It's been a bad thing. It'll come to me later. Anyway, he's very stubborn. Very, 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 very stubborn. So yeah, it's a common trait in Batista's stuff. We know it's there. And so, you know, that stubbornness is just problematic. Other than that, they're fantastic dogs, fantastic temperaments. Are you serious right now? You're going to eat grass? Now, the thing that I like about Zoe is that Zoe is actually very sweet. She's very obedient. She listens. I mean, she's, you know, she loves attention. She's a very loving dog. So, you know, temperament-wise, I think it would be very similar to my Blondie breeding that I did. Yeah, she just got through eating a bunch of grass. She's gonna throw up. And so anyway, so I think that her temperament complements him, you know what I mean, in the way that she's actually very invested in human attention and energy. She has a very decent front, fantastic rear, excellent muscle. You know, I think that it actually is the breeding I need to do. It's not the breeding that I necessarily want to do because, like I said, I don't need any more Batista offspring right now. But ultimately, when it really comes down to it, you always want to breed a dog to their best possible matches. You want to get the best that you possibly can out of the dogs that you have, right? And then you cut down from there. And so, and that's why Etosha's not here. Etosha is a fantastic dog, and I follow her on Instagram very closely. It's like Veda the Cane Corso, I think. She's such a fantastic dog. But the croup thing, like I said, it's a very common thing in the breed. And while I may make allowances for it in other dogs, ultimately there would have to be a good enough reason to. And since I already have Batista offspring that don't have croups like that, it didn't make sense to keep her, even though she was a really nice dog. So ultimately, that's what will end up happening with all my Batista offspring is, you know, we'll keep the best of the best. And then we'll go on from there. And if that ends up being a Zoe and Batista breeding, then that's just what it ends up being. And so I do think that my Blondie offspring with him are, you know, really fantastic. I know that the head types weren't the best. I think we had better head types in the Achilles breeding, but Achilles head type is more extreme in a way to fix what Blondie's head type had going on wrong. So I mean, I guess it makes sense that we would have gotten better head types out of that, but you know, because those of you that have seen Hydra's head type is very similar to her mother's. So Batista wasn't able to fix that as much as Achilles was. But the bodies and all of that were really, really good. We got super good fronts. So, in fact, better fronts in the breeding with Batista than we got in the Achilles breeding for sure. So anyway, so I'm really looking forward to it. like I said, I thought a lot about it. There are other dogs out there. I've looked, and I just haven't found anything that I want to take the risk on. The problem that I've found is that I will like a dog in pictures and in video, but then a friend of mine will go see the dog in person, or I'll see the dog in person, and then I'm not as impressed. So anyway, so at this time, I do have quite a few studs coming in from, I've got one coming in from Italy. I've got another coming in from Serbia. We've got, Reese and I have a co-owned male coming in from, I think, Slovakia. So we've got, other stuff coming. But in the meantime, this is what we've got to work with. So that's what we're going to do. So anyway, yeah, and I've got these 2 new females out of Natuno that I really like. Haven't gotten the papers on one of them, but theoretically they're supposed to be coming. Hey, come here. And then the Natuno breeding, I mean, those puppies are just looking really good. And we'll have everything good with that. Reese and I are just waiting for me to get there, and then we're gonna tackle that together, as far as her litter and everything that we're gonna need to do to get that situated. So we're gonna go ahead and file all the paperwork that we need to do, and it shouldn't be a problem. It's just a time thing. It's gonna be a patience thing. So yeah. This is Reese calling me on Messenger. I'm gonna end this anyway. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.